Wait. Where am I? There it is, 4 o'clock. On the nose. Hey kids, how's it going? All right, I'm here. Nobody's here. Okay, let me open this thing. Looking for my girls. Hi, Anne. Hi, Myrna. And Deborah, hi. And there's Laura. All right. Whoops, what'd I do? Okay, I'm just rearranging stuff here, you guys. There we go. I get all like flustered. I don't know if any of you guys have ever like done this before, but it's weird to see the like delayed like broadcast, you know. I like to watch like the real-time one, even though you guys are actually seeing it delayed. It just like it weirds me out. Anyway. So like anywho. So what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing today? I know, you're making tiles. I don't need it now. So we got firewood and yeah, so you'll hear the fire popping. Oh, hi Mary Lou. You're just popping in to say hi. Okay, well that's cool. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. I'm here. I'm just doing stuff back over here. I've been going through stuff. Oh, and you watched that video from today? Cool. Laura, looks like you did too. Right on. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's sometimes hard to like remember like I should make a video, you know. And I mean, I usually do think about it, but then sometimes I just go, you know, nobody really cares to see all that or whatever, but you know, so that's why I did that today, because I thought, you know, I do work on stuff pretty much every day, and so, you know, you have no sound, Laura. Hi, Regina.
If Laura has no sound, she's not going to hear your yes.
Right? Oh yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, good thinking, honey. Okay, Regina has sound. Yeah, wasn't that cool, Regina? I know, she sent me some really cool stuff. And happy mail is just that, isn't it? It just makes you happy. And like I was saying in that video, you know, it just really makes you feel like, you know, that person just kind of took the time to you know, out of their life to put together some stuff that, you know, that they felt you would appreciate, you know, and it really does, it means a lot, you know. So you would watch a video every day, Anne? Do you really you watch them over? Yeah, I do that with some people's videos too, you know. I just know that I've subscribed to some people's channels, and you know, and they upload a video like every day, sometimes 2 or 3 videos every day. And I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it, but you want to make a junk journal today, Myrna? You should. You should totally make a junk journal today. Everybody should make a junk journal every day. Oh, but you want to do a traveler's notebook one?
She wants to do one with you.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're definitely going to make some junk journals. I think today we're probably going to work on the tiles. And if you watched my video that I put out today, I do show some of the journals that I've been working on, and if you guys want to on Sunday, maybe we could work on journals or something. It's kind of up to you, you know. Yeah, Deborah, it means a lot, you know. I'm gonna light some incense, you guys. I like to have, sometimes I love burning incense. Other times I kind of forget about it, but makes me makes me feel cozy. Everybody says hi, honey.
Tell him hi. Tell him sorry for choking.
He said hi, and he's sorry for choking to death in the background.
Choked on my drink.
Sounds like another great fire. Yes, that's my handiwork. I'll have you know. Yeah. This time. Hi, Brenda. You made it, Brenda. Yeah, Steven slept until 1:30 today. I'll have you know.
I put a carburetor on things.
Yeah, he did put a carburetor on my son's car though, so I guess that makes up for it quite a bit actually. Because now Sebastian might be able to actually drive his own car pretty soon, and maybe I can have mine back. Hey Nairobi, how's it going? Hi Clara. All right, we have incense. Look at this cool little incense holder I got, you guys. It's just like a rock, and it has some holes drilled in it. I just love it.
You should name it Chevy.
Like a rock. All right. So, who's working on tiles? Who's working on tiles today? Are you guys all kind of into the tile thing, or? I haven't done anything else on my tiles that we started on Wednesday. No, on Sunday. I haven't done anything else. Oh, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. I didn't see you come in. Hi. You made some inchies today? Cool. Yeah, I love inchies and twinchies. I think that's, you know, basically what these are, more than, I don't know how you define, you know, art tile or inchy or twinchy or whatever you want to call them. I just, you know, they're just little tiles. So, Carla, you're working on minis. I didn't even say hi to you, Carla. Hi, Carla. Well, I decided I'm gonna, you know, try to finish this batch of tiles, and it's a lot. Like, this is a lot. But this is generally the amount that, you know, I work on at one time. And I just figure, you know, if I have all this crap out, I might as well, you know, go for it, right? So that's kind of the way I think about it. Regina, you're gonna make some tiles this weekend? Right on. What are you working on today? Or are you just kind of chilling today? Brenda, you're doing a journal. Nice. I'm just trimming the excess paper off of these ones that I started on Sunday. Yeah, that's a good idea, Carla. To kind of wait and watch all of the videos like when you're ready. Yeah, because you know you might see the way I'm doing this, and you know you may want to do something totally different and just kind of adopt some of my process. So that's a good idea. So I actually lost this tray today, and I was like, great, I lost my whole entire project. It's because I put things away. That's what happens when I put things away. Hi, Tammy. Hi. And Creative Wings, I can't remember your first name, but you've been here before, I think, right? Clara, hello. Random sizes, kind of, not really. I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter, what size they are, but, I think what I did just to keep things simple is I did like, uh, they are kind of random, I guess. Yeah, I think these ones are like 1.5 inches square, maybe. Hi, Willow. Hello. So that one's, yeah, no, these are kind of random. Yeah. And I know that like Scrabble tiles I think are 3/4 of an inch. Rosie. Okay, thank you. Creative Wings is Rosie. So we kind of got to this point on Sunday with those tiles where I had just done like a scraping of well, first we did just a black piece of mat board, okay? And I mean, sometimes if I want that black background, I'll have to paint it black, right? But I happen to have this black mat board, so I'm using that. And just attached or, glued on just a simple piece of paper, something interesting to me on there, and then, maybe a couple depending on the size of the tile. But then just kind of scraped some gesso over the top of it. And basically what you're doing, well, one of the things that you're doing when you apply the gesso is you're kind of making the image that's here, you're kind of pushing it back towards the background a little bit. Yeah, and you're adding depth to the piece, because we don't necessarily want this to be our focal point of the little piece of art, right? We don't want it to only be about this image that's there. So it kind of like blurs the lines. It pushes it back just a little bit. Like you can really tell like on this one with the tree, like the palm tree. Like you can see that it's there, but it's not popped up like it visually, it doesn't pop out. It kind of blends in. So that's one thing that is nice about gesso. And it's not the same as using white paint. Like white paint doesn't give you the same effect. White paint doesn't necessarily have the same like transparency. Gesso gives you just a little bit of transparency. So I mean, I suppose you could use white paint if you know, are careful with it and aware of that, you know. But hi, Grace. How you doing today? How are ya? So I had not gotten to the gesso part on these yet. So I'm gonna just do that really quick on these. And then, you know, if any of you are actually like working along with me, I had started just kind of gluing on a little bit of like texture. Oh, absolutely, you can glue thin lace. Yeah, Laura, that's one thing that I pulled out today to try to use a little bit of, is some lace. It's a great way to use these lace trims and stuff. Sure. And they're even kind of cool if you paint them. You know, you can paint them any color you want. So really, you know, like say you don't really like pink lace, but hang on to it because you can paint it and you can use it on tiles and you can make it whatever color you want. You know, you can paint it black or whatever. So anyway, if anybody is, you know, thinking, well, you know, I've already done the gesso. You know, if you have something that you want to use for texture to add another kind of element or another layer to your tiles, this is just, you know, some random stuff that I have that I like to use for that purpose. And this is, you know, from Michaels. They call it paper lace. You know, it's just these like paper cutouts, basically. Like that. See, it's got that pattern. They're great for stencils too. Doilies, paper doilies. These are some like cutouts from my scan and cut. I was making my own like what do you call them? What do you call them? Isn't that crazy how that happens in your head? Stencils. What else did I pull out? There's some doilies that I painted with Inca Gold. Like you said, Laura, lace. Oh, I'm going to use some of that one. Maybe some of that one. Anyway, yeah, see, it comes in little pads like that. So, and I don't think I have any of this circular one. And that one's kind of neat. Anyway, focus, Jessica. Okay. Paper napkins are great for adding some texture and some color, you know. I tend to I try to use color very sparingly in my tiles. Hang on just a second. You saw the Guardian at work. Some stuff in the garbage. Oh, he was throwing away pieces of mat board. Oh my goodness. Yeah, really. Don't be throwing that away. Anyway, so anybody who is kind of past that point where they've done some gesso or whatever, if you want to maybe look at adding some like textural stuff, like I said, paper napkins, the lace, tissue paper. This is some tissue paper that has, you know, some texture. This is also like a really good time to look at adding, if you have painted papers that you want to use, or painty papers that you've been hanging on to. This is a good opportunity to kind of use some of those. So I'm definitely going to do that, and that's going to help me add some color too, in moderation. Ribbon, you know, even fibers, yarn, fabric, pieces of fabric are great for texture, you know. So yeah, and basically what I do is I just try not to cover more than about, I'd say, half of the tile, you know. That's sort of my, to myself, that's kind of what I like to say. Don't cover more than half of it with that, just because otherwise it becomes overwhelming. And then another thing too, and I don't know if I mentioned this last week, I might have, but it's nice to sometimes ink the gesso a little bit too. Just a little bit, you know, to kind of give it a little bit of like richness, you know. And you could do that with any color of ink. I mean, and you can use distress ink, or, you know, any kind of ink you want. But it's sometimes nice to add a little bit of ink to the gesso layer, so that it's not so stark white, you know. So I've got these trimmed. Let me get my gesso and just kind of finish these ones up. So then everything will be at the same stage, you know. Hi, Corrine. Hi, Corrine. I shipped you a package. I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before. Can't remember. Hi, Scotty. Hobby Lobby said we don't have mat pieces for sale. I know they used to. They used to sell them in packages, but they don't anymore apparently. Because I've looked for them there before too. And I find my mat board at an art supply store that we have here in Spokane. That they do custom framing for artists and stuff. You know, well, for anybody, but you know, a lot of their customer base is artists that are having their work framed, like for exhibition and stuff like that. So yes, I got your message, Corrine. I did. I got your message. Well, if you sent it a few days ago, then I did. If you sent me one since then, I haven't seen it. But yes, I did. Let me know when you get your package, okay? Your order. Yeah, I know. At Hobby Lobby, I've asked them before about that too, and I guess they just sell full sheets of mat board. But they also have that like illustration board. I think that it's an illustration board that's just black, and it has a black core. This is not the right palette knife. This is not the one I wanted. Oh, you did get it in the mail today. Okay, right on. Good. Good, good. Oh, so you did send me a message on, you did send me a message today then. Okay. Okay, perfect. I'll look. I haven't actually been on Etsy today, so I have heard there some notifications, but I haven't like looked at it today. I've been busy getting ready for making tiles today. So this one, I want that image of that bust to kind of stand out a little bit more. So and like I said before, you know, what you can also, once these dry, if you feel like the gesso is a little bit thicker or heavier than you wanted it to be, you can always sand it down. You can always sand it back. Yes, Laura, I know. Use my fingers. I'm going for a specific kind of like effect or something. That's why I'm using the palette knife. I want it to look more like I actually scraped it with a palette knife. That's kind of what I'm going for. So, but I definitely do use my fingers as tools for gluing things all the time. And that's what I'm going to do with this stuff. So, all right. So I got those gessoed, and just going to kind of push them over here and let them dry while I'm working on the other ones. And then hopefully they'll all be at the same point. Another thing that I pulled out today that I thought would be kind of cool to use as texture are just some paper flowers. Some of these flowers have print on them. These are one of those. This came out of one of these cans of Prima flowers. So. It's from the vet. I hope after. Oh no, Scotty, what happened to your cat? Won't be buying anything for a while. What happened to your kitty? Hi, Linda. Hi, Linda. All right, so I am gonna. This is tacky glue in here, you guys. I just have it in this bottle because it's hard to explain. Anyway, basically because my tacky glue was drying out, and I didn't like what was happening with the nozzle on it anymore. Hi, Susan. How you doing today? So a lot of times I'll just take a few of these and set them out, put a dab of glue somewhere on it, and go from there. And then I will use my finger. See, Laura? And I'll kind of, put the glue obviously where I'm feeling like I want to add this little bit of texture. Okay, let me read this. What is Cushing's syndrome? Wow, sounds serious. What? Oh my God, my mom's dog was puking all over the house last night. It was horrible. We had no idea what was wrong with him, but and she's going on a little road trip, like vacation. She's leaving tomorrow, and so Stephen and I are taking care of her dogs while she's gone. So I'm pretty glad that if he was going to get sick, that it happened yesterday. Hey, Diane. Yeah, I'm glad you caught it too. Oh. Yeah, so Sundays and Wednesdays. Just FYI. Sundays and Wednesdays at 4 o'clock Pacific time. Good. Good to hear, Susan. So what, okay, I'm trying to see. Trying to find out what Cushing's disease is. Hi, Diana. Hi, Amber. Hey, you know what? Late is better than nothing, better than never, right? So I'm working on, oh, it's an adrenal gland issue. Okay, okay. Wow. Oof. But it's treatable. Sounds like it's treatable. Hopefully. Yeah, so I don't know what's wrong with my mom's dogs, but or with her dog, but seems to be better today, thankfully. Because she's leaving in the morning, and last thing I want is to deal with a puking dog. Honestly, she probably wouldn't even go if he was still throwing up, but so these are just, this is some just paper doily that I painted with Inca Gold using my fingers. Yes, I'm making my art tiles. I'm making one, you know, I guess style of art tiles that I like. Some of them, you know, aren't really as involved as these are. You know, some of them are just a lot more simple, like, you know, just an image glued on to a piece of chipboard and a couple of little, you know, buttons and a paper flower attached or something. You know, they can be really, really, really simple. So, and almost always when I'm doing this, you know, it's a bunch at one time, and because it's kind of a production, you know. So and it seems like if I work a little faster, like if I try to just do it, like I'm not thinking about it, I'm just attaching stuff on here, you know. I'm just gluing stuff on here. I'm not caring so much about my placement, you know. I'm just getting it on there. Kathy, that's funny. That's funny. So you can know what we know. That's funny. We know everything. I definitely have a thing for metallic paint and stuff. Yeah, shiny metal things. Let's see. Tear one of these guys up. Some little usable pieces here. And I will probably come back and ink these a little bit, you know, just to kind of blend out like the white edges and stuff on some of these. Man, that fire is kicking today. It's putting out some good heat. I guess it's not that cold here today either, so. But we had some wood delivered this morning, and I'm just like, yes, I can make a bonfire. Regina's asking if I put triple thick on the front and the back. Sometimes, Regina. The front is usually going to have a much thicker application, though. And depending on the tile, that's going to kind of dictate like how thick I put the triple thick on also. Because sometimes, you know, some people coat their art tiles to the point where, you know, they're completely smooth on the top, regardless of any kind of like dimensional items or anything that are triple sec. Yes, triple sec. I know it sounds like I'm saying triple sec. Triple thick. That's funny. Anyway, but in a lot of my tiles, like I don't care if they're completely enveloped in the, or you know, in that that clear coating. So sometimes I do though, because I think that looks really cool when you know, the tile is completely smooth and like glassy, and then there's like three-dimensional stuff inside of that. I think it does look really cool. It uses a lot of product that way though sometimes, so sometimes I'll just, you know, give them a nice thick painting of that triple thick. So triple thick, 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 Scotty. I was showing my mom your artwork that you posted in the group, Scotty, because you know she's into, she goes through like phases or whatever with her artwork too, and you know she actually does these really cool, she's always looking for old bed springs, because she makes these like wreaths with them, like Christmas wreaths out of bed springs, and they're really cool. So anyway, but she goes through these phases, and so sometimes she's into doing the like assemblages, and you know, and then she'll move on from there. She'll do a bunch of that and then move on to something else. And anyway, so she was intrigued with your keys, which are very cool, by the way. Margaritas for everyone. Nice. I like mine just on the rocks. Extra salt, please. See, there's a ton of them, you guys. There's a lot. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to use a few pieces. Oh, my fingers are so covered with glue now. I'm going to use some of the paper flowers. Okay, I gotta clean my fingers. Everything is sticking to me. Yeah, you can see now why I have so many, Regina. Yeah. Yep. That's just the way I do just about everything in my life, you know, including cooking. If I'm making mashed potatoes, this is always my example, but if I'm making mashed potatoes, I feel like the amount of work that goes into making mashed potatoes, like from scratch, okay, is exactly the same to make, you know, a little saucepan full of potatoes as it is to make a big gigantic pot of them. So I might as well just make the big giant pot, right? The tiles are the tiles made of paper? Kathy's asking. The base of them is actually mat board on these. This is mat board because it's really heavy, you know, very, very, very sturdy. But I use all kinds of different bases for my tiles, like anything from like a domino to you know, and a Scrabble tile, that kind of thing, to mat board or chipboard. Sometimes I'll even just take real heavy paper and glue together, you know, 5 or 6 layers and use that. So yeah, I would say yes, they are made of paper. These ones, because they're mat board. So maybe I won't do all of these today. This is why I have tiles in all different stages of completion, because I only have so much room on my desk for one thing, but you know, I just do them until I feel like, okay, I have enough of those, and at that stage, and then I'll move on to the next stage. And you know, I might decide that I want to do something completely different on the other ones. You know, I might want to do those all with tissue paper or something, or whatever. Just, I do want to do some more paper flowers though. Amber, yes, I will add like some kind of focal point on them. Yes, for sure. You know, towards the end of this, you know, whole project, I will definitely do that. I'm not sure if you can see any of my tiles, like, or not, where the best place to show you to see some of my tiles. Probably in you know, in our Facebook group. Probably be the best place to see some of mine. And that is, you know, this is fun to me. This is absolutely fun to me. The whole entire process is fun. But that I would say is probably my favorite part is, you know, when I get to that point where I'm adding, you know, little images or little embellishments and things like that, or, you know, buttons and just that kind of stuff. That to me is like, that's my favorite part of this. I have 4 to make hopefully tonight if I have the hour. Kathy, you have 4 videos you need to make tonight. Care to share what those are, you know, the idea behind those? I'm curious. Oops. Didn't see these sitting over here. So I'm going to just do a few more with the paper flowers, I think, and then I'm going to start looking at some like focal point things that I want to use on some of these. Thanks, Grace. You're funny. You're a funny girl. I have really messy hands at the moment. Stealing glue off of that tile to use on here. Okay. All right. One more. Corrine, that's funny. Carla does some really awesome journals. She has really cool kind of like childhood themed junk journals, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm not sure if you guys are all aware, but Carla Frizzell has a channel on YouTube that, you know, honestly, like if you like my stuff, I would say definitely check out Carla because she's, you know, a different style completely, but in a way there's some similarities, and in, you know, especially like in the way that she works and that kind of thing. So you guys definitely go over and, you know, subscribe to Carla's channel and check her out. So yeah, and if you just click on her name or anybody's name in the chat, one of the options that comes up is visit channel, and then you can you just get directly to their channel, and you can subscribe to their, yeah, yep. Absolutely. Yeah, Carla does really cool stuff, and it's fun to, you know, kind of feed off of each other and what each other is doing. And, you know, and Carla and I talk about what we're working on fairly often. And I think, and I do the same with, you know, a lot of other people, and it's inspiring, you know, it keeps you fresh, like, so that, you know, you don't just get stuck in your own world and in your own ideas and things like that. It's awesome to just, you know, bounce things off of other people and be secure enough in, you know, what you're doing that, you know, I don't mind sharing my processes with anybody. I honestly don't, obviously. You know, nothing that I'm doing is a secret at all. You know, yeah, Carla does like to give me ideas. She's given me some ideas lately that have definitely gotten me sidetracked quite a bit. Hi, Linda. Did I already say hello to you? I can't remember. I think I did, but that's cool, Kathy. Yeah, you learned 2 things tonight. Now you know how to subscribe well in the chat. Nice. Sorry, I'm just reading some of the chat, you guys. But anyway, yeah, so that's what this is all about, right? And you know, no two people are gonna do something creative the same way, you know. Um, so, you know, my method is just my method. That's all it is, you know. Nobody's gonna nobody's gonna make a junk journal that's gonna be mistaken, I don't think, you know, for one of mine. Like, and if you do, and you make something that, you know, somebody thinks is one of mine, I take it as a compliment. I really do. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a compliment. I mean, if somebody's trying to sell something and saying that it's someone else's, that's a different conversation. But, you know, that's what artists do. You know, um we talk to each other, we talk about our art, we talk about ideas, we look at, um you know, everybody's work is all valid, and it's all related, it's all connected, you know. So no, I didn't check the Artomat Nairobi. I haven't checked it out yet, and I'm just kind of checking these to see how dry they are, you guys. That's sort of what I'm doing, so I know how much I can kind of stack them on top of each other. But no, I haven't checked it out yet. I definitely will. Oh yeah, for sure. When I use someone else's idea about like a specific you know, technique or process or something, I I definitely do that. Or I'll at least say, you know, I got this from that one girl that does the other videos or something, like, to try to identify it if I can't remember exactly. I try, and I know we all do it. We're human, so whatever. Yes, yay for paper flowers. Yeah. So I am curious about the Artomat thing because I don't know. I've also just thought about the tiles that you know, I think what I'm gonna do probably is just put together like a set of them and just try. I'm gonna try it anyway and see what happens. But put together like a set of them and then just kind of sell them that way. You know, Corrine, I don't have the ability to zoom in right now. The only way I could do that at this point would be to move my camera, because I'm not paying for that feature at this point. So I know that you can zoom in though. I don't know if you can do it on the live stream, but I know that you can zoom in on the video, you know, on the replay. I'm gonna switch to my phone. So, oh, and another thing I wanted to say at this point, you guys, another thing you can do, because at this point, you know, we've whatever added kind of a, I mean, this is kind of a bold textured thing that we've added onto these, you know. So, you know, if you're doing this similar to the way I'm doing it, and you're not really liking that, you know, like how bold that is. See, Corrine? See, I know you guys. These are small little things. So, you know, I know I wish the camera was a little closer for you. I'll try to remember to, you know, kind of hold some stuff up so you can see it a little bit better. But anyway, you can also do another layer of gesso at this point. Okay, like in between the layers, if you want to use a little bit of gesso, it basically pushes this down. It's going to push whatever you just added, it's going to push it back into the background again. And it's going to add more depth to the piece. So theater mode box in the right hand corner of the screen, you will get full screen view. So are you talking to me, Carla? Because I don't know if, hold on a second. Yeah, so I'm using XSplit to like broadcast, and honestly, like I've played around with it, I've looked at it quite a bit, and I don't have any way of zooming with it because it's not like controlling my camera. Oh, to Corrine, yeah. Okay. You like the purple doily on the tags, Regina? It's yeah, it's just a white paper doily that I, you know, painted with Inca Gold. So years ago. Your gesso's not a paste. So this what I'm using is the Liquitex Super Heavy Gesso. And this has lasted me a long time. I mean, you know, it depends on how much you use gesso, but it's pretty heavy. It's very, very, very thick. I have some other gesso, and you're right, this gesso is really heavy. I've got this that's more, it's more liquidy, so it's not nearly as thick. Let's see, and this is the Art Alternatives gesso. Where'd this come from? I actually got this at the art supply store. So it's called Spokane Art Supply. That's all I can tell you. They don't have a website or anything. Well, I'm sure they have a website, but I think they only sell in store. So, but yeah. So I did get this at Hobby Lobby, and I used a 40% off coupon. So it was $32.99, so 40% off. Anyway, so I'm not going to worry about applying any more gesso on here, on these, because I kind of like the way that that's popping. I am going to try to blend a little bit with ink, though. I'm just going to use some like vintage photo ink and kind of blend those in just a little bit. Yes, thank you, Carla. So I'm just testing these for dryness a little bit, like I said, because I want to apply some ink, and I don't want to get glue all over my applicator. So I'm just kind of doing the edges a little bit, and then this is just, you know, you can't see it. This thing is like completely black now, but it's just the Distress ink vintage photo. So, and that's gonna, the ink is gonna kind of push that down and sort of blends it into in the background a little bit too. But you'll still be able to see the color, you know. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You know, I really do feel like this stuff is it's, I do this because it's fun to share, you know, honestly. So, and I have lots and lots of different things that I like to do that, you know, besides just making junk journals, you know, and you know, that this is what I always wanted to do. Seriously, like I always wanted to be like an art teacher. That's kind of what I always wanted to do, and either that or history. But so I'm happy to make to share this kind of stuff with you guys. Really, it's like it's dreamy. I'm just glad that, you know, you're interested, honestly. Because I just do what I do, you know what I mean? Like I would do this regardless. And even if nobody ever said they liked them, that I would still make them. I would still do it because I'm compelled to do it, you know. And I don't do it for anybody except for me. Honestly, that I think is really, really, really important when you're doing something creative. It's your expression. It's not, I'm not making this for anyone else, you know. And it is art. I don't care what anybody says, you know. They say, well, you know, making junk journals or making these, you know, tiles and stuff, that's not really art, you know. And it is. It absolutely is. You know, I may not be able to draw a nude from life and, you know, like Rembrandt or something, but I will definitely say that I'm an artist and I'll own that, you know. And that's not being cocky or anything. That's just, you know, that's it's confidence, I guess, you know. So thank you, Corrine. So I guess that's, you know, if I feel that in my heart that that's who I am and what I'm doing and what I'm about, then I think that ultimately that's going to come through and other people will see it and feel that also. But the truth is that I do it for myself, you know, because I like it. I like the way it looks and the way it feels and the process. So. You hated those classes with the models, Scotty? uh, yeah, I've done some figure drawing and it's I really like doing like gestures and stuff. That was super fun. My my ex-husband had been, when he was in college, he was he modeled for art classes, and he had a particular artist in Denver that really really liked the way that he modeled, and he so, you know, later on in life, you know, when he was trying to teach me how to draw from life, he would model for me. And so we would do like little drawing sessions and stuff, and that was pretty fun. And they're like in the privacy of your own house to do, to have, you know, somebody model for you is pretty cool. It's like, it's, you know, there's no embarrassment or anything, you know, you don't feel self-conscious and that kind of stuff. So kind of got me to the point where I felt like I could do it in a classroom setting, and then, you know, got to draw other people, which was nice, because especially like, you know, when there'd be like two models or something, just to see the way that parts connect and things kind of work together, you know. Anyway.
It's us.
A professional artist. Yeah, I guess so, you know. I don't know.
You're fine. Stay right there. I'm
Hang on just a
tired.
second. Are you having a problem?
Oh, Jesus.
Mom's crocheting, and she's got a new stitch that she's working on, and so I'm kind of coaching her through it. So let me see what she's going. Let's see what she has going on. Let me see.
I redid the whole other, the bottom row that I had done.
The one that you did before you came down here?
Went back and I redid that whole row, okay?
Okay.
It's perfect.
Okay.
So then I started back,
Mm-hmm.
did the single crochet, then the 3, then the 9, because, you know, I read the directions. It said, you know, the gathering is 4 down, the single crochet, and 4 up. Did that. And then it's pulled it through. Then it's a single crochet and 3. And that only leaves me.
No, there's no 3. I don't know what 3 you're talking about. There's no 3, Mom. There's the 9 together, single crochet, 9 together, single crochet. There's no chain 3 in there.
There isn't?
No.
It's just a single crochet.
Wait a second. No, it's 3 single crochet, 3. It's chain 3 twice on either side of your single crochet in the center. Just a second, guys. Sorry.
Who are you talking to?
My live stream.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Where are you? Okay. We're going to do crocheting classes next week, you guys. Okay. So you did a single crochet after you chained 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then I don't know. I don't
You're
remember.
supposed to chain 3.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So then we chain 3. And then you just do your 5. You just do your 9 together.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you having a problem?
I'll show you.
Okay.
That one works out just fine.
1 second, guys. Okay. That's 4. And there are 5 in the center. 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then single in here.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. Do you guys crochet? Okay.
Just a second. Where'd you do the single into?
Right there.
And you change up 3?
Yeah.
From that on that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, what I was reading was that you single crocheted and then you chained 3 in this one. So
Chaining, a chain doesn't go in a stitch
okay. So
at all.
I didn't
So,
realize that you single crochet and chain 3 on top of that single crochet.
yeah, whenever it says chain 3
Okay.
or chain 5 or however many,
See,
it's just after that. Like you just chain, just like you're
it's Greek.
okay. Yeah, don't read the patterns anymore, Mom.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
You keep trying to tell me to read patterns.
Okay.
Screws me up.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, Lucy, there's nothing there. Come on,
Oh, let's see.
come on.
Oh, yeah, hedgehogs are really cool.
Hey,
Hedgehogs
hey,
are neat pets.
hey,
I'm getting a goat. I'm gonna get a goat. Nobody believes me. I think Steven believes me. But anyway. Oh, I'm sorry, Nairobi. If you guys want to, seriously, I'd be happy to show you guys some crocheting. I mean, you know, if you want, like, we could do some, like, crocheted flowers, you know, for using in your journals and stuff, you know. I thought that would be kind of fun. I actually thought about that a while ago. That would be neat to do on live stream or you know, just some more like shorter videos and do some crocheted stuff. I used to do a lot of crocheted flowers and stuff. Oh, you do tatting, Nairobi? That's cool. I have never tatted before, but I love tatting. I think it's just beautiful. Yeah, I agree, Clara. I think it is too. And if I had somebody show me how to do it, like, I guess I could probably find it on YouTube, right? But I think that sort of thing would be maybe hard to learn on a video. I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, so I've just kind of inked all of these a little bit. Sort of brought them together, you know. Can I do a card thing? It's hard to learn, Linda, tatting. Yeah, I've never even seen anybody doing it, but I've heard it's about as like tedious as paper quilling, and I do paper quilling, so. You fixed your washer and reset your garbage disposal with YouTube. I know. People show my cards. Do you mean my my greeting cards that I'm always talking about that I have so many of? Cuz I mean, I could show you guys some cards, but honestly, they're kind of boring. I think they're kind of boring. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, I could show you some cards. I don't think I actually have any in the house. Or I think I have them all in a closet. But I can pull some out and show you some. Yeah, sure. Absolutely, Regina. I could do that. I would do that for you. I would do that special for you. So I'm going to put those aside for a second. And so I have all this paper stuff that has some images that I wanted to try and use in some tiles. I do a lot of fussy cutting when it comes to when I'm making tiles and tearing of, you know, little images and stuff. So I really like the butterflies on the Caran d'Ache packaging. So I'm taking those. Oh, there's like some little fish too. That's right. Brenda was telling me her sister replaced her toilet watching YouTube videos. Oh, that's awesome. So this scrapbook paper has some butterflies in it that I want to cut out. So what is this one? And that one. Hey, I can't help it. I love butterflies. And there's some little flowers in some of these that I thought would be really cute. I went through all of my scraps of paper one day, I don't know, before I moved to this house. I got rid of a bunch of paper. I donated it. Just had so much. So I basically just, you know, kind of kept what I thought I would really use. So, and a lot of times I'll just tear out the images just because I like the way it looks. Like these little guys, I like these little glitter flowers on these, or on this paper. You like butterflies too, Brenda? So let's see. I don't remember how many butterfly tattoos I have. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I think just 3. Yeah, one on my foot, one on my neck, on the side of my neck, and then one on my left shoulder. I think that's it. Yeah, I don't have any butterflies on my back. Yes, I think all girls like butterflies. So these are all mostly just like kind of like, I guess you would call them like art papers or whatever. Not really scrapbooking paper. A lot of them are papers that I've used for like collaging and stuff. Yeah, so there's not a lot in here that I actually want to use in my tiles necessarily, I guess. A lot of times what I wind up doing is just using like a button as my focal point, or like a little picture of something, rather than like a fussy cut thing. Oh, but you know what else? I forgot this. I forgot, you guys. I wanted to try adding some stamping on these. Yeah. Wait, what is this? You have 2 butterfly tattoos, too. Scotty says. You have 1 for each ex-husband. What? I guess that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's see. So I'm just going to see how I like this, okay? I'm going to try just doing a little bit of stamping on some of these because I've not used these stamps yet. So, yeah. I like it. Not all girls. Not all girls like butterflies. I guess. I know I shouldn't say stuff like that. Okay, I'm going to say tons of girls love butterflies. Tons of them. Your sister hates everything with wings? That's funny. I think that's funny. Why does she hate everything with wings? So I'm just kind of randomly stamping a few little images on here, on some of these, just in weird little spots, not necessarily even, you know, on the like center or anything like that. I'm just, you know, using pieces of the stamp. I don't know why I'm even trying to put these back on that plastic. I'm never going to put it back on that plastic ever. I do not take the greatest care of my stamps, you guys. I want to talk about stamps, though. Miss Laura, she's all about rubber stamps. Ask her. Huh, Laura? I wonder, have you ever counted your, I asked you this before, if you ever counted your rubber stamps, but I think you told me before that you had too many. I'm so glad you guys are here. I am. It makes me so happy. It really does. So I bought these on Amazon. These Inkadinkadoo stamps a few weeks ago. And I just haven't, you know, tried them. So I thought, yeah. I thought, oh, that looks kind of weird. I'm wiping that off. I like that. See? See it? Look it. I like this leaf. And it works. Like, this is kind of like the same as the idea with like the clusters, right? Where, I mean, you don't necessarily have to have the whole image. No, Laura, you're not really bad about stamps. You're really, really, really awesome about stamps because you have 4,000 of them. These are Nairobi. They are Inkadinkadoo. They go to the stamping gear thing, but I don't know. It's like a little what you call it, but no, I don't have it to answer your question, Corrine. Isn't it one of those like little, like, I don't even know what it does. I'm looking at the picture on the package, but yeah, I don't. I think that's awesome, Laura. It's your passion. It's a passion for stamps, right? You and was it Lindsay the Frugal Crafter? She's got she's pretty much obsessed with rubber stamps too. So this just kind of adds another little you know, layer of interest, right? Like you may not ever even notice that there's these weird little leaves stamped in random places on these. But they're adding some texture, they're adding a little bit of depth, and they may, at some point when somebody's looking at it, they may go, oh my gosh, look at, there's like, you know, you can, it looks like a little leaf or something or whatever, you know. So, oh yeah, I see these things. Okay, no, I don't have that thing, but I see you can make those little patterns and stuff. Interesting. I'm not like super into stamping, so maybe that's why. I do have quite a few little peg stamps though. I really like those. Let's see. I like this fern. You have custom cabinets. She does. They're really cool, actually. Her shelving system for her, I think if you're talking about like the pictures that you sent to me, Laura, of your stamps after your flood, right? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And it took her weeks to get them back together, you guys. Weeks. Let's see. Yeah, see, if I had that stamping gear thing, I would never use it. I just don't think I would ever use it. Yeah, Laura, you're not on Facebook. Laura, how come you're not on Facebook? I know it's none of my business, but if you were, you could share some pictures with our group of your stamps, your stamp collection. It's pretty cool. If it's okay with you, I could share the pictures for you. If that's okay with you, I could do that. So it took 3 days to put them all back up. Yeah, it's impressive, you guys. It is extremely impressive. So yeah, I'm just taking all of these off of the plastic. And then I'm going to throw them in the drawer with the rest of them. All right. Those. Yeah, I think that's enough as far as stamps. Well, you want to craft to weeks to take care of the water damage. I want to craft. Well, you are crafting, aren't you? You're crafting now, right? So you know, Corinne, people collect things. That's just what they do. It doesn't necessarily mean it's an obsession, but people collect stuff. And, you know, it's interesting when you start collecting something, when people find out that you're a collector of that thing, um, you know, they buy them for you. You know, I have a friend that she collects frogs. You know, she just has frogs, and she doesn't even necessarily like frogs, but she started collecting frogs. She got like 5 or 6 of them, and now it's like she's got hundreds of them. So anyway, just saying. I guess I'm obsessed with paper. So I like to use, on a lot of my art tells, I do like to use images of people. So a lot of times that's what I wind up doing, are, you know, faces. And I thought it would be kind of fun to fussy cut some of these, because normally don't. This is all just packaging stuff that I save because, well, that's what we do. But I'm always looking for little tiny images to use in tiles, you know, as backgrounds and things like that. Like this is off of a calendar, you know. So I thought some of this stuff I would just fussy cut, and you know, I don't necessarily have to do a lot of that right this second while, you know, you guys are here, but I just kind of wanted to show you. This is where I get a lot of my images for tiles, is just off of packaging, because everything is like miniaturized to show you what's in there, you know. So that's where a lot of my backgrounds and stuff come from. But like, you know, like this one, look at all these little tiny butterflies. Those would be great on like on my little like Scrabble tile tiles, you know, those little teeny butterflies. And these little tiny flowers, you know. This pattern on this perfume is, you know, it's great. I love the blue and white. Do I collect anything, you're asking? Um, let's see. Yeah, I collect paper. Um, yeah, mostly just paper, I guess. I would say I collect bottles, like old, like vintage bottles and cans. I kind of have a thing for containers. Um, you know, things that will hold stuff, you know. Yeah. um, so this was some packaging from some incense, you know, and I just thought it's like marbled, you know, so I want to use some of that. And I'm sorry, I'm just kind of rambling on about this at the moment, just because I got into this bag. But look at all these little images in this. This was a coloring set that I got at Barnes and Noble, and it just has all of these images of the tarot cards, you know, because it's like color your own tarot. Hi, Vicky. uh, Lazama is Vicky, you guys. Yeah, it's Vicky. But look at you can see this is like how you're supposed to color them or something. They're showing you. But look at all these cool images in this book. Anyway, so I'll be cutting that book apart. So this is kind of what I do, just sort through stuff, and I've got, okay, wait, all of those little, all of these faces, and then I think that's what I might try to do with most of these tiles, is use some faces. Yeah, there's not too many in here. I started using this just like as an art journal. I was gessoing the pages, so some of them are like covered up. Yeah, there's not much in there. There are some images for tiles that I wanted to use. Then I have this other box. One second. Here we go. So these are from, I got these at Hobby Lobby. These sets of, gosh, what is that company? It might be Seven Gypsies. I can't remember, but they have this like set of papers that it comes in a little pad, and oh, okay, Lazama. Okay, sorry, Vicky. Either way, right? Anyways, it's this pad of papers that you can use. They sell them for making those little, what are those things called where it's like a bezel, or not a, is that what it's called, a bezel? And you can do like a little like collage in there, and then you pour the resin in over the top. Anyway, these are images that they sell. Like you can get these little things, these little clear stickers, you know. And then, oh my God, I cannot remember what any of this stuff is called, but it's like these kind of things. Anyways, if you go to Hobby Lobby and you find these, okay, and Tim Holtz makes some, like this is the same thing where you could, you know, put one of these little clear sticker dots on top of it. Anyway, so these little images come in a set at Hobby Lobby, and there's tons of them in this set. Okay, oh my gosh, this is like the worst description of where to, or what something is ever. But anyways, it's just all these little tiny images that are compiled for that, for those things. Okay, and but see, there's just all kinds of really neat like images in there. So these are nice for tiles. Blank pendants. I know, that was a good word. That's good. Thanks, Scotty. Blank pendants? That works. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, but there's a word for that. I can't remember what it's called. See, like here's a bottle cap. Here's one that's a bottle cap. And then, yeah. Well, anyways, I'm just trying to tell you that if you find these things, you'll find this set of, and it has all of these little like cool images that are kind of all put together already for you, and all you have to do is like cut them out. And a lot of these are neat to use for tiles, okay, or like I was saying before, postage stamps. So some of these, like these tiles, might be a little bit large for some of these images, but like just as an example, like let me find some smaller scissors. People like to steal my scissors. Okay. So like this little lady is kind of cool. And I'm going to cut it out in an oval. And these are kind of fun to use on these tiles. Yeah, I guess this is a bezel snippet or something. Anyway, so these are really thin, but one thing you can do, okay, it's nice if you can get this to kind of be like raised up off of the surface a little bit. So sometimes I'll take these just to give it a little more dimension, you know. I'll take these little images and glue this onto like a heavier cardstock paper and then cut them out and then, you know, use like a pop dot under it to kind of pop it up off of the surface. So, and you could see that in some of my tiles, like, see like the little bird. See, I make my tiles very dimensional, you know, not everybody does that. But, you know, like this is actually, this little bird is on top of a button. I put a button under it to just hold it up off of the surface, you know. So anyway, that's what I was trying to say. But this paper is really super thin. So, you know, if I'm going to use some of those images, I'm going to wind up gluing them onto a heavier, you know, paper. And, you know, words can be like a focal point. You know what I mean? Like, it says laugh on a little tag. Is that focusing? Yeah, there we go. So, and you know, I've got a layer of fabric in there. Actually, it's some kind of trim. This flower is my focal point on this piece, right? Yeah, so there's a butterfly and like a fabric flower. Kind of together is like a focal point. Here's a butterfly that, and a couple of, you know, buttons. I think I might pull out some trims, like some rickrack and stuff like that, and use some of that stuff on some of these too. But you can see like there's a piece of rickrack and some glitter, a little charm, a little bird, on top of an image of an airplane, you know, and it says fly. So get it? The airplane's flying, the bird's flying, fly, you know. Anyway, it's corny. But I was just trying to show you the kind of thing you can do with like popping it up. So like this little ballerina, she's popped up off of the surface. So trying to avoid the glare. Anyway, so that is something that I really like to do with mine. So I may try to do that on some of these. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on cutting out some images, kind of narrow it down to some specific images that I want to use on these tiles. I will get that done, and then I think, you know, on Sunday we can start putting those together. But I'll start putting those together. I'm also at the same time going to use some pieces of fabric on some of these. Because I really like the way. You thought that was a fish? What, the airplane? So I'm gonna use some fabric on some of these tiles too. And so while I'm, working on my next kind of step on these, I'm going to be using fabric at the same time. Yeah. And so if you guys want to, kind of start looking around at like images that you want to try to use, maybe get that stuff together. And then I really love these rub-ons, whatever, the Tim Holtz ones. I just think they're cool, I like a lot of the words and stuff and the font and all that. So and I'm going to use some of these on some of my tiles too. And then these sets, with the little like quotes or sayings or whatever. These are Tim Holtz too. And of course the chat words, these things are great for tiles. And I'll put a lot of effort into like layering these on like these little guys, or I'll make my own. Just I'll take these little stickers and put them on different colors of paper and stuff, and then cut them out in like a little frame. So I really like to use words on my tiles. Some people don't, just depends on what you like. But and then also I don't think I'm going to use any on these, but stickers. It's a great opportunity to use stickers. We could take just one of these letters. I mean, hang on. I'll never use these for anything other than this. You still can't find triple thick, Brenda? What the heck? So anyway, I just put a letter D on there, and then excuse me. These stickers. Look at it. These are awesome. This says brilliant. So I take that and kind of ink it a little bit. That sticker. Stick it on there, right? Just adding some more layers, I've just got a ton of stickers. We all have tons of stickers, right? I want to use some of these though. Some of these like layered stickers. So we'll kind of do that like embellishing type of stuff on Sunday, okay? And I'll try to set aside a little bit more time to work on them. And yeah, so we'll actually get some tiles pretty much finished, I would say, on Sunday, okay? I'm gonna, kind of narrow my focus down to just finishing like this pile of tiles, okay? The rest of them, they can just wait until next time. Wait until I get around to them. So they're not going anywhere. But that's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm going to gather together the images that I want to use on my tiles. I'm going to take some of the ones that I showed you that I couldn't remember what they were called. I'm going to glue some of these onto a heavier cardstock and then like fussy cut them out and have those ready for Sunday. Okay. And yeah, so that's your homework. Collect your images, like your little people or flowers or whatever you want to use as focal points. And then also while I'm doing that, I'm gonna be looking at using some of my like charms and things like that. So like this little box, you guys have seen this before. you know, I'm gonna add some metal embellishments and stuff to the tiles at the same time. So yeah, so I would say they're about halfway done at this point, maybe a little more than halfway, but you're welcome, Grace. You're very welcome. What are my tiles made of, Susan? These are mat board. These are just made on black mat board. But, you know, I make them on all kinds of different things. If you watch the video that I made on Sunday, this last Sunday, I talk about a whole bunch of different, like, you know, bases that you can use for making tiles. So yeah, you're welcome. Sherry, you've never made them, but you want to. You should. Yeah, I mean, they're easy peasy. Like, you know, there's not there's no right way or wrong way to make them. You know what I mean? And they're not like a huge investment or anything either. Yeah, and you know, just try it. They're awesome. They're fun for, you know, using up stuff, but also they're cool to, you know, to give to people. I think it's neat to be able to give somebody just a little miniature piece of art that you made, you know? Yeah. So Vicky, yeah, the golden matte medium, yeah, it's awesome. You know, it's a great adhesive. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, okay, well, I know that I kind of went like a million little directions at the end here, you guys, but I promise I'm gonna pull it back together and we'll get some of these actually completed next week. So my problem is that I have so much stuff that I could possibly use that you know, I need to like reel in the um the reins or whatever and kind of focus myself a little bit. So awesome. You're welcome, Brenda. You're welcome. Yes, and I am going to be putting out videos a little bit more often. I'm going to make a concerted effort to do that, you guys, because I know that like you know, it's interesting to people to just, you know, kind of see what I'm doing, and even though, you know, maybe I don't think it is, but you know, I'm glad that you guys enjoy it, and I love having you guys hang out in my studio and you know, and watch the videos and share the videos and stuff like that. So all right, you guys, I'm gonna go chop some wood and figure out dinner. So okay, what do I use as the base on these? These are mat board. This is just black mat board. You can use you know, a million different things, lots and lots of different you know, types of paper, like you know, chipboard. You can use like you can take a book cover, like the cover of a book, and cut it into pieces. And you can, you know, use a paper trimmer like a rotary trimmer like this, where you can kind of rub it back and forth to cut it. And you can cut some pretty thick paper things that way, or cardboard things, or chipboard things with those. So these scissors, these Tim Holtz scissors, are great for cutting chipboard. Yeah, and I have the shorter ones. These ones actually work a little bit better for cutting really heavy like chipboard and stuff. So Anyway, but yeah, go back and watch the video from Sunday, where it's like I forget the name of it, but anyway. Okay, well listen, you guys take care, okay? I'm gonna sign off, and I love you. And oh, 4 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday, same time. Okay? You're welcome, Clara. And thank you guys, all of you, for coming and hanging out with me. Really, it's awesome. So we'll see you on Sunday. Take care.